info. So we have diverse um, information coming from a diverse group of people. So my name is Alice Mensah. A lot of you know me already, but if you don't, I'm a digital because Stephen is here. I don't know if I should still say I'm a leader. I'm a digital marketing leader. And I've been to companies like Tigo, Fido, Ringier, which is Pulse.com. I've been to Apollonia City, which is real estate. I've been to Fido, which is fintech. I now do consultancy because after 10 years, I'm tired of morning rush, 8 to 5. No more. So for the past 2 years, I've been doing consultancy, which also means a bit of teaching. So I have students here from generation. Oh, my generation people. We did. And I also mentor for Blossom Academy. I do some small gigs here and there, Ghana, London, and so on. But I'm not here alone. I'm here with big people. The first is Cynthia on my left. She will introduce herself, and you see the big things that will come.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So my name is Cynthia also. Disclaimer, also is my father's name. Don't call me Mrs. Also. That means you're going to call my mother. So I'd say I'm a data analyst. If you check me out on LinkedIn, you see all the long list of stuff I have done. I am still doing 8 to 5. Maybe I don't have Vim like others. Yes. So I started my career as a data cleaner, and now I'm the head of staff of Fido.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know perhaps maybe okay. So I did data from 2012 to like last year, which is 2024, like 13 years, right? Yes. And now I'm wondering a lot of things going through your head. How head of staff, right? Yes. So at a point, sometimes you need to leave the serious work and focus on, your soft skills. So the head of staff is more like my soft skill that is being honed now. So just check me out on LinkedIn to see more. Thank you.
We have, okay.
The next on my age, I think it's like the way I've written the name, that's how you sit the do. Okay. When you are Alesheloye.
Wow.
Did I mention it right?
Good attempt.
Yeah. Give it up for him too.
Thank you.
Please tell us about yourself.
First of all, good morning, everyone. Great to be here. My name is Muyiwa Aleshiloye. I'm Nigerian, and I transitioned from being a scientist to today a marketer. And from publishing in Journal of Medicine to being a Kanjuri, which happened this year. So it's been a journey for me, and the exciting thing is being able to take that logic, the data, and mixing that with the creativity in which we see in our industry. And that for me was the exciting thing. I remember being in a laboratory sacrificing rats and saying, I'm not going to do this again. And I moved into marketing, oil and gas, then got into proper, I worked at Ringier as well, in Nigeria, then moved to WPP, Publicis, Nigeria, and then moved over here in the regional role.
What business agency?
Yes, agency. I'm head of media as Publicis West Africa. So great to be here.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. You have the cool stuff.
So the next on my list is Miguel Diego Bravo. Please tell us about yourself, please.
Thank you, Alice. So good morning, everyone. My name is Miguel Diego Bravo, and I'm the head of digital and innovation at Publicis West Africa. So I work hand in hand with Muyiwa here. And we partner, our data and insights partner with him to get the reach on media, right? And deliver a lot of the campaigns a lot throughout Ghana and West Africa. I've been in the game for 20 years now.
Jessica said them. Yes.
All right, so my name is Jessica Sedemti Sanjo, and my journey actually started way back in 2010. I actually met a Nigerian. For some reason, Nigerians are very audacious. I've been on TV. I loved script writing and all that. So whilst in the university, I'll go to agencies and want to intern with them and all that, and had my internship. I've done the whole angle of marketing. 360 that you can imagine. My biggest passion area started in 2013 on my first job as a creative and innovations executive. 2013, digital marketing wasn't really a thing. People were now posting things online here and there and all that. So it was sort of like that boring aspect of work where they say you own the company assets, videos and everything, just be posting it online, come up with some new ideas for our brands and all that. So I started drafting strategy from there. During brainstorms, you will get to see ideas coming up and people shut it down and all that. That's where I started paying more attention to. We could actually innovate with some of these ideas. I transitioned into the technology industry where I worked as a technical writer, transitioned into product management as well. So I've done work with startups in growth marketing, like sort of activating their points of contact and all that, helping them to project their products in a way. So we've been able to build subscriptions from a 0 to the 100,000 with that sort of marketing. So for me, marketing actually was like something that came naturally to me because I love to speak to the heart of people. So like Cynthia also, I've actually worked with Cynthia at one of the agencies as well. So happy to be here with her.
Yeah, old school union. Almost. Okay, so enough of us. Now let's come to why we are here. Data-driven marketing. As they said, a lot of us are also new. They're the old schools, but I also know a lot of graduates are also in here, digital marketing graduates. And usually we do our normal posting, content calendar. The clients want the content, then we post. But where is the data? Where is the data behind all this? And that is why this topic is very important. And so we want to start with each of you, 1 minute each. We want to know in your industry or in your role, what does data-driven marketing? Because somebody too does not understand what data-driven marketing. So we want to know what that is.
Okay, so data-driven marketing in my industry simply means making decisions, marketing decisions based on information, not based on your emotions, not based on what everybody is saying, not based on what is trending on social media, but what is your data saying? So you go to your own data, and then the data speaks to you, the kind of English it wants to speak to you, the kind of English your organization understands, and tells you what you should do for the people you serve. So what are our customers saying? That is different from what is my data saying. So you go through it. What are they clicking on? What are they buying? What are they not buying? And how do we promote what they are buying more? How do we make decisions based off what they are clicking or where they are going when they visit our site? That's simply data-driven marketing.
Over to you.
It's quite a difficult question, and I'm not going to try to define it. I would attempt to explain it in a way that is relatable. So I'll go beyond also the sphere of marketing. I think it's very important that as marketers, we also think beyond marketing and start looking at the business. That's where it starts from. And if you're able to connect the business to marketing, then you're able to solve business problems. So the data-driven marketing of it is, what is the business problem? What is the business challenge? What is the market saying? You collect that data, then you're able to say, is this a marketing solution, or is this a product solution, or is this just for us to change processes? That is what data can help you identify and focus your resources on. A lot of times as digital marketers, when we see a problem, we just come with a digital marketing solution. Sometimes it's not a digital marketing solution. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but that's the reality. If you look at the data will tell you what the real problem is. And you should always try to look at it from, maybe because it's my agency background, you always need to put yourself in the mind of the brand manager or the business. So you see what their problem is. Sometimes it's distribution, right? So you know that, hey, it's a distribution problem. And so I don't need to target the entire Ghana. I'm going to focus on the golden triangle, like we like to call it, right? Yeah, right? So sometimes it's that, and that's what data-driven marketing it's about. You need to look at what the data is saying from a business perspective, from the consumer, and then you map out what the solution is, which unfortunately in some cases, it is not a digital marketing solution. So I hope that...
All right.
All right. Very simply, it means, at least to me and what I do, what it means is moving away from opinion to focusing on real consumer behavior and finding addressable audiences to, like what you said, is build business outcomes, right? And drive growth for your clients.
There's a mic.
Oh, wow.
That's okay.
All right, so for me, I'll be coming from the experiential marketing industry, which is really not something people know a lot about. But one example is you walk into a mall, you see people branded, and they're interacting directly with consumers. So I've seen major problems agencies and brands face consistently trying to collect data. So in this industry, data collection would mean using the major tools these agencies or brands use to collect data, translate that into insights in real time for brand managers to optimize activations in real time. We see Meta and Google ads and all that you're able to optimize in real time. We want to be able to optimize some of these in real time, make decisions that impact the campaign on ground, and then get consumers willing and accepting to take actions on behalf of the brand, and also excited to share these among their network, online and offline. So mainly that is what data-driven marketing would mean for me. Yeah.
Okay. So Jessica, I like the example you've given as experiential marketing. I want to come back to Miguel. Can you also give us an example of any campaign you did where data was part of, and whether it was success or not?
So I won't specify a campaign. I think we'll talk about data and privacy later.
Okay, sure.
But what I can do is maybe give you an experience, right? And
Okay.
how I use
Okay,
data.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, without naming anything. So there's you guys know about open markets and traditional sellers, right? In the open markets, a lot of the data there is not tracked. Now, my client had an issue where they weren't able to really understand how their behaviors and even track their sales, right? So we looked at the data and we thought introducing a digital loyalty program would be a way to first track the sales, but also ensure that they know how to respond to changes in the open market in such a dynamic environment, and give them better business data to take better decisions with regards to those.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you for that. Can you read? So, since
You
the
can,
example, then give us an example, of any campaign you've done where data was at its core.
Okay.
Like a case study.
Okay, so Jess, you remember when we were in BTL?
Yeah.
Somebody's from Nestle here, right? Is she still here? Okay, they are not here, so I can use them as an example. I was just going to ask them for permission. Okay, so what happened was Nestle approached our agency, and this is the problem they had. Mixi Choco, Chani Hot, is taking over Milo 3-in-1 in Cape Coast. And so Mixi Choco sells better. That is what they were thinking. in Cape Coast. And so they wanted us to come up with a strategy. A new agency, we had to go on ground, find out what really is happening before we could come up with a proper strategy to sell Milo 3-in-1. So I went. I got off from one of these very popular small, I don't want to call it a village, but it's before you get to Cape Coast. Then I got down from there, I started speaking with people who had smaller shops, I went to people's houses to interview them, to ask them questions and all. Then I went to Cape Coast, got a lot of more people. People went to the market, people went to, the cities, spoke to people who had shops. And at the end of the day, I put everything together, I did the analysis, and I realized that it wasn't actually Mixi Choco, but it was Nihiani Soshie. It was this way, which was rather taking over the market. And it wasn't because of, this way, it wasn't because of the price. As at the time, Milo All-in-One was 1 cedi 40 pesos. And this way was also 1 cedi 40 pesos. So why were people buying this way more and not Milo All-in-One? And I realized that it was because of the quantity and the taste. So a mother of 4 can buy one this way, mix for all 4 children, and still had the taste. But when it comes to Milo, the moment you dilute, it's gone. The best you can have is maybe add some sugar, and then maybe you will get the Milo taste back. But Neomani Zoshe didn't have that. So they will dilute, and everybody you can buy just one, and everybody in the family could take it. So you see, Nestle came to us with a particular problem. Mixi is taking over the market and wants to get it back. How do we solve it? But after we went on ground, collected data, did the analysis and everything, we realized that it was because, and they were actually thinking it was because of the price. And it wasn't because of the price, but it was because of the size and then the taste. And so we defeated their assumption. And then we came up with a particular kind of strategy. The strategy was, we had this backpack, I don't know what they are called, more like the Milo knapsacks, where they had Milo in there. So people went to the town, and then people went to the markets, and they give you a cup, and then they will fetch you some. People started drinking. And then later on, we went back to collect more data, analyze and realize that now people are more receptive of Milo 3-in-1. Do we get it? So the initial problem or whatever it was they were thinking had been defeated. After we went on ground, we collected data, and we made some strategies to fix whatever problem that Milo had as at the time. So that is one example that I can think of.
That's a very good one. Yeah. On ground data.
Yeah.
It's not always on social media. Sometimes you have to go where? On ground. Okay, we are over to you.
Yeah, so I'll give an example. This was from several years ago, before the advent of AI-driven algorithms and all of that. This was a campaign for Visa, where you shop matters. And at the time, I think we're still in COVID or just about coming out of COVID. And of course, how people were shopping and what they were buying was quite different from pre-COVID. There was no more travel, which was a big driver for cross-border payments with a Visa. And we wanted to see what people were doing. So we went into the data, and we saw that food and groceries, of course, you'd expect that. Electronics, this was when people were now setting up their home offices. So you were buying your monitors, your laptops, your gear setup. Creators were creating a lot more content. So electronics and games as well. And then the final part was beauty and cosmetics. Like, you are in COVID, why are you buying makeup? But yeah, I guess that was something that the data said. Apparently, women and some men still wanted to feel good about themselves. So they would dress up and and look good, right?
And stay at home.
And stay at home, right? So that was actually very interesting for us. So beyond the main TVC and visual, we now created specific assets for food, groceries, electronics, and then beauty and cosmetics, which I mean we didn't believe at the time, but we followed the data, right? And we tested it. This was before algorithms where you could put everything in one ad set or ad group and to run. You had to create different ad groups for this. So we ran that, and we saw big uptake. There was a lot more resonance, right? Because you were getting what spoke to you based on your habits. And for me, it was a big eye opener, and the client too was really excited. I think some of these things are where algorithms now and AI-driven marketing now says that, you know what, beyond thinking about creating separate ad groups and ad sets, you can just put all your creatives in one. That's how it works now, right? I haven't set up a campaign in a while. But now you put everything in one ad set and it just runs, one campaign, it just runs automatically. But for us, it was a big thing then. It was dynamic creative optimization. We're adapting the copy, we're adapting the assets to speak specifically to the need state. And we didn't make assumptions of what would work or what had worked before. We looked at what was working at the time. So that for me was a big game changer for us, and we took that learning into subsequent campaigns.
Sure. Thank you very much, Muyiwa, for that experience. Let's move to the next question, which is for my agency people, Muyiwa and Miguel. So how do marketing agencies use data to guide their decisions? Because we know you guys work with so many brands. Because of privacy, if you choose not to mention names, that is fine, but at least just give us an idea of how you do it so our learners can also learn about it. You can use the mic next to you. Maybe you can take this so that when you start.
Okay, thank you, Alice. Maybe I'll take it from a business point of view and as a leader in the agency. So the way I use data, right? For example, I'm able to analyze our fees, and I'm able to see where are the gaps, right? In terms of resourcing, products that we can sell to our clients, right? So I use the data to better improve the business outcome for our agency and suggest, I need to resource in influencer to drive growth there, or I need to resource in data practice, right? In our data practice to grow the future of the agency. So that's the way that I'm using data to help grow the agency.
Sure. Thank you very much.
That's very business.
Serious guy.
So from my point of view, I'll take it from a media perspective, right? And one of the big challenges we have, and Mr. Stevens spoke to that, is we work in silos. Our media, as communities, we're not even talking to each other, right? As professionals, we're not talking to each other. So thank you for this. But within the media space, right, the channels are not speaking to one another. So Meta is not speaking to Google. X is not speaking to Snapchat. And that's digital. Now, when you move to traditional media, TV is just on its own. Radio is on its own. Out of home is a mess. Have you seen the out of home space in Ghana? You could walk 5 minutes and you see 100 billboards. So it's ridiculous. And so for us, what we are doing is try to connect all of these touch points, because it's that same individual that will see your TV ad, that will listen to your radio ad, that will go on social and look at it. But advertisers and brands, to reach that person, because I don't know where you are, I have to spend on each of these channels. So I'm duplicating my reach and I'm duplicating my spend. So what we are doing at Publicis is connecting all of these platforms together so that you have a single view of the consumer, and your spend at least can be reduced. Your frequency will also be reduced, right? It's more efficient, right? So that's how I'm using data, how we're using data on my current role. All right.
I think that is really an interesting thing, because as marketers, sometimes you want to do 360 campaigning. You wish you could spend your money across board, but actually, Okay, so let's go to the SME perspective. Jessica, I know you have a business that you run as well. So, what simple data frameworks or tools do you use? Because we want our SMEs here to also learn one or two, just so you can make better decisions in your SME.
All right. So I'm going to start with tools that are accessible to everybody. You don't have to spend a lot using these tools. First is Excel sheet. If you are a small business owner who doesn't really have a marketing team or even a marketing person on your team, you could use Excel to plan your campaign. You may not really need PPT to start off strategy, drafting, and all of those things. Just use your Excel sheets. If it's Meta you are looking at, Google Ads and all that, what type of person am I targeting for my product, right? So you write that personality out. So let's say Amma, for instance, which age ranges am I looking at? Which locations can my product sell in and all that? You pick all that data on Excel sheets and then use that to create your ads or create your content on social media. Then the other aspect for using Excel sheets is recording your data day to day. I once worked with a startup where I had to keep collating data on a daily basis. Spend a maximum 10 minutes analyzing data every day. Do not leave it to chance. Do not leave it to luck or anything. Just look at what happened today, what happened yesterday, what changed between yesterday and today. Then analyze that data over a period, like 1 week and all of that. Then look at areas you need to change and all that. If you have a website as well that is also bringing in clients for you, you can use that these two platforms, Microsoft Clarity, and then there's this other one, the one for picking hotspots, Hotjar. Yes, you use Hotjar as well. Connect those two platforms to your website. It gives you color codes. So that color code determines the level of engagement. If people are consistently clicking a certain area, it means that's like that product or service they are interested in. So you know how to market those products or services. If there are gray areas where people are really not clicking, how well can you optimize that website to get people to engage with those particular platforms? So those are some of the tools. We cannot talk in Google space without talking about Google Analytics.
Yay!
Right? Google Analytics should be your best friend. Apart from using Excel sheets, Google and all of those stuff, you should be using Google Analytics to make these decisions as well as a marketer. Always connect these tools to your platforms and like continuously innovate and then optimize your campaigns. So those are the major tools I will be able to suggest.
Oh, thank you for that. These tools, even with some of them, I don't know. So me to actually write a note for me. When I finish, I'll use it. Okay, Cynthia, back to you. Let's look at the fintech perspective. What simple tools do you guys also use? We are curious to know. Fintech, do people use data? What kind of tools do you use?
Fintech largely relies on data. You know, everything is either phone or digital. So, yeah, everything is data. So we won't veer off what Jessica just mentioned. We'll take off from there. Excel is one of the tools that you can run away from. So in the fintech space, Excel is one of the tools. It's free. If it's not free, you can get a cracked version. Nobody can get it for you, you know. Yeah. And then there's Google Sheets, which is like a twin to Excel Sheet. So Google Sheets is also there. One good thing about it is when you publish it, if it's in a, you publish it, everybody, you can grant access to anybody who has a Google account, and the person can look at it. Or you can collaborate on the sheet as well. And then there's Google Analytics, just as she mentioned. One other thing that I think they haven't mentioned is us making use of the social media analytics that we have. So, for instance, usually I check interactions on some of the posts I make on LinkedIn, and then I realize that most of the people who interact with my posts, most of them are even not from Ghana. So if I'm making a marketing plan and I am targeting Ghanaians, I've already failed, right? Because most of the people who come who interact with my post, like 80% of them are not Ghanaians. So how do I get Ghanaians to look at it? Then now I know where to tackle. So those are some of the tools. I know there's one for Facebook, there's one for TikTok. I haven't really checked, but I know there is one for it. Yes, and then X as well. Yeah, LinkedIn. So we can also make use of that. And then Alice, back when you were in Fido, you had one particular tool that you used a lot. I've forgotten it. No, Apps Flyer. Apps Flyer is also available. Aside all of this, if you can learn more, then you can look at other tools like the SQLs, like the Power BIs, like the Tableaus. That is, if you have the capacity. Power BI is actually free. If you only know how to use it, you should be able to acquire it and use it as well. So these are some of the tools we also use in the fintech space. Thank you.
Thank you very much. She has reminded me of my fintech time. You know, I was a marketing manager and she was a data person. And for Fido, every single cent is calculated. Even the chair you sit on, we calculate to see if it makes sense to pay you. So the marketing, there was no impressions and no, you have to make sure that there's cost per acquisition for every single spend you. Charlie, retire. Even billboard, they'll ask you how much is it bringing in? Okay, please have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very fascinated by your last submission because, interestingly, that's how normal marketing should work.
Yes.
But because we've been so careless about ROI, cost of acquisition, and stuff like that, you find that we do marketing that's always being challenged because we're asking, where are the accountability matrices? Where is this? Where is that? Where is that?
Yeah.
So what you just described should be the default way marketing is conducted on this continent.
Thank you very much.
What you do.
Thank you very much.
Your approach is brilliant.
Yes. So thank you. So guys, I'm just saying this because I came from initial place where I was from a telco. Telcos, they spend so much and you can't really track because they are selling the SIMs on the road everywhere. By then, Krana, we didn't have those kiosks. Everything was on the road. You see that? So you are spending, you know money is coming. But you can't say this money brought in this number of people. So coming to a fintech where it had to be calculative, it was tough. But guess what? It made me who I am now. Like, for example, I could go to an insurance company and tell them that, hire me this much. And I can tell you that this is your cost per acquisition. I'll use the same Fido model to do it for you. And they're like, hey, madam, what you are charging us is like the CEO level. So yeah, because you see the Fido impact and you like it. So you should pay me to get that same impact. Unfortunately, they couldn't pay me, but I'm okay anyways. So that is the kind of marketing we have to do, like he said. And once we do it, become so confident that you can walk into any bank and say, I can do same for you because I'm not just spending in vain. I'm very calculative. And you can do that because of data. So she can tell me, we have a dashboard. Every morning, the screen is on my face. Cynthia will make sure whether she uses Power BI or whatever, it's on my face. Billboard, this is how much you spend in March. This is how much it's bringing. You have to reduce radio because it's not, oh, madam, you have stressed me. But I'm happy that we are all good today. The last topic we want to, not last, maybe last but one, AI and data. We want to see some tools we can use that can help us when it comes to our data-driven marketing that we do. This, I'll throw it to anybody, any two people that want to touch on this. AI, data, who wants to go? Jess?
Okay. For me, I don't think AI is actually replacing marketing anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like marketing professionals anytime soon. It's actually enhancing the work we are doing. Because if you are sitting back waiting for that wind to pass before you start taking up that challenge, then you're going to be late because it started way back and a lot of people are now catching up. So if you're a marketer, you are not taking advantage of all the opportunities, banana is offering, even ChatGPT and all of that is offering, then it becomes a challenge. Let me give an example of how AI helped me. I shared a document with you yesterday, and we had to change the dynamics for the presentation we're going to make today. So within a few minutes, I had to put a prompt in there, put the target market we'll be speaking to, and then ask AI to regenerate content that actually speaks to the target market we are looking at in this conference. And then I shared an updated document with her as well. Way back 5 years, 7 years ago, we had to do this from scratch, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much. You want to add something? Or me?
Yes, just to build on what Jessica said, AI is not going to replace any of us anytime soon. I was on a global workshop last week, and we were tasked to reframe how we look at AI. It's more of a capability rather than a replacement for the skills we have. I mean, in the last year alone, with the economic pressures that we see, downsizing has become, quite real. And there's a lot of burnout in the industry. People are being pushed to do more and more. I mean, with using AI, looking at it as a capability and an extension of the good work you already do, for me, I'm able to 10 times the kind of output that I was able to do in the past. And that made me actually more valuable to the agency rather than less.
Yeah.
So if we reframe how we look at it, then we don't need to be afraid of AI.
Sure. Thank you very much. Okay, Cynthia wants to add something.
All right. One of the things I would also want us to consider is, in as much as AI is here to stay, it's not going anywhere. So the earlier you change your mind, if you don't want to, if you're not for it, if you're not against it, then you are for it, right? Yeah. So it's here to stay. One of the things I want us to all take away from here today is we need to learn how to prompt well. Prompt engineering is one thing. We can all ask AI something, but yours might come out better than mine. Why? Because of the criteria, because of the content you ask it. So prompt engineering is really, really important. And then also, there's a bit of hallucination here and there. It can give you confidence but wrong answers. So please, don't be lazy when it gives you whatever it is. Take your time and read through. Go through it, because now you can just take something and you know that this is AI generated, right? So take your time, read through it, and also pick out some of the things that you think you should change. And in as much as AI is here, it doesn't mean that our context, like we are Ghanaians, we wake up and we sweep our rooms every morning, right? And we don't like to use long brooms because you can't sweep under the sofa. We want to bend down and sweep. That context, it's only humans. It's only a Ghanaian who can add that context to whatever strategy. When we are, for instance, if we are building a broom strategy, it's only a Ghanaian who can add that context to it. So in as much as AI is here, we should learn our context as well and learn well, and not just pick anything. And then afterwards we'll copy everything, paste it, and even add the last one, which is always, do you want me to whatever, we copy everything, we copy that in addition and paste. So we should also be very careful of how we use it.
Especially my students who are in my class. Copy the last one. Okay, so the last thing we want to touch about is data privacy. As much as you want to add something, say.
I just wanted to say that whilst one of the discussions are useful, I think there are two levels at which marketers should use AI. I think we should think of AI, like you said, as a personal capability tool. So we become individually brilliant at using Canva with AI Magic Studio, Pictory, DeepSeek, whatever, for ourselves. So we are proficient marketers. Then we should look at enterprise level marketing solutions as well, because that's another level of AI deployment. So I think if we are going to be world-class marketers, we should look at AI for personal productivity, and then AI for corporate productivity, because the tools differ depending on what you want to achieve, but we need to work at both levels for the blessing to come.
Sure.
Thank you, Madam Fido. Yeah.
Sir, please, can you add your name?
I'm called Professor Henson. I'm a marketing professor.
Okay. Please follow Professor Henson on LinkedIn. Why? Now the things he's sharing, no, even me, I need it. Okay. So we can't talk about data without data privacy. So that will be our last topic. So as we gather data, as we do all that, what role should privacy play, and ethics? What should it play in shaping our strategies? I know Miguel is very strong at that. So Miguel, let me pass this to you.
I think it goes back to what our keynote speaker was saying. It's about trust, right? If you break that trust, then the data becomes less and less useful, right? People will start, filling in anything, right? So I think data and ethics should be at the heart of, ethics and privacy should be at the heart of anything to do with data. And we shouldn't break that trust, because that's the only way we're going to enable growth, is to have the trust from the people who are taking data.
Sure. Muyi, I want to add something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it from a different perspective. I think it's also very important that we look at data in the different forms. So as a brand, what's your first-party data play? Google has been preaching the death of cookieless for years, and it's coming. And for brands, we should invest in collecting that first-party data. I know Fido, you guys have done fantastic work on that. But you'd see that brands in the FMCG space especially are slow to that. The fintechs, the banks, the telcos are ahead of that. But other brands and small businesses, your data is the most valuable resource that you have. You can scale more with your existing customers than investing resources in getting new ones, right? So, and that's the power of data. So I'm going to take it from that perspective. Yeah. I know Miguel has spoken to it from the ethics part, but look at your first-party data, your second-party data, and third-party data play. Most importantly, you start from where you are, which is your first-party data. So that's my point of view.
Sure, thank you very much. I would also want to add a bit of it as marketers. Sometimes because we want quick answers, we buy things. I just can't understand why you buy a fake social media account, which is not in your name, but it already has 50,000 followers. That is ethics. Do you know the audience of that old account? Are they your audience? So why are you buying it? Nowadays, you have somebody who comes to you as a musician. Instead of him to allow people who love his music to play his song, they have some robots in some India farm somewhere. So you realize 1 million views. Hey, when did this one even come? That it has 1 million views. So when you come to me that I should buy such, even if you offer me $1 million, I wouldn't do it because it goes against my ethics. So let's build ourselves in a way that we don't follow just money and breach ethics. Also with privacy, as you are doing campaigns, sometimes lead generation campaigns, you are getting people's first name, last name. What did you write there? Facebook will tell you get a privacy policy before you can run that campaign. You wrote there, I will not use your name for blah blah blah. When you finish that campaign, then you go and send that data to another business. Who does that? So please, let's be sure of that. Okay.
Also, transparency. You are taking my data. You are not telling me exactly what you are going to use it for. Before I'm aware, the Lotto people are sending me text messages. Betting. So please, let's be transparent as well. Fine print. Yeah, and then also one other subject that is really important to me is how we feed AI with sensitive data. You have data on somebody, me and my father and my mother, our name, our age, our phone number, where we live and everything. Then you just put everything in ChatGPT and say, analyze this data for me. Please, you are not doing me any good. Somebody who is very smart can get that data out of it and can use it against us. So in as much as we are doing all of this, let's be conscious of how we share very sensitive data as well. Thank you.
So guys, this is all what time will permit us. Give it up for them. Please, you can go back to your seats. Thank you so much for having us. I'll give the microphone back to Nana Yaubuta.
Are you for